Djeeta Nation was once a large and powerful community where 2M would counter hit into itself and Rekkas can be thrown out recklessly. But then he came. With his arrival, the power of the Djeeta Nation was cut down. This evildoer made Djeeta into a mere mid-tier, honest character. Djeeta Nation would never recover. We now take refuge in a shack. So the Great Djeeta Nation is now the Djeeta Shack. Welcome. Please give us food because we are very hungry. Oh, Djeeta. So basically, Arc System with the latest patch, they nerfed a lot of characters. They changed just the whole game around. The entire tier list is just completely flipped. They pretty much had all the Shotos up there, and most of the Shotos pretty much just shot all the way down to mid tier. They all got significant changes, and especially Djeeta. I mean, she's still viable in a way, but they really neutered her. And I'm going to explain what they did and what the impact of it is. So they changed a lot of things, but there's really 3 nerfs that really hurt her a lot. It's her fireball game, the EX fireball situation, all that nonsense, the EX Rekka being punishable, and the 2M nerf. Now, any one of these nerfs by themselves wouldn't be a big deal. But when you combine them all together, it really just hurts her whole neutral plan, her combo game, her conversions, because she lost combos and she barely gained any combos, and they're very situational. They gave her this one combo right here, which will pretty much never happen in the match unless you're lucky. So you get a counter hit off this, and it combos with 2M. Yay, you get to get a combo off a unique, which you just throw out. It's pretty minus to throw this out. I mean, it's not punishable, but you're just giving your opponent free pressure, so you have no reason to throw it out. It's extremely slow, and just to hope to get a counter hit to get a combo, because a regular hit doesn't get a combo. So that new combo was pretty whack, and they took away a lot of Djeeta's other combos. Okay, so let's talk about this fireball. So just in general, they did this all around. They made her fireball have more recovery, which I'm okay with that, because sometimes people would super jump me at the beginning of the round. I would throw a fireball immediately and I would still have time to DP, even though he made the read. So if you want to increase the recovery of the regular fireball or EX fireball, whatever, I'm okay with that. But my issue is the EX fireball is pretty much useless now. It used to be able to knock down, and this is the same for all Shotos, but now it no longer gets a hard knockdown. So before, if you didn't have Rekka, for example, and you were neutral, you got some hits in, you can do EX Fireball and get a hard knockdown, get your pressure, but now you can't do that. But what's more significant, all her best combos generally start from EX Fireball. She used to be able to do 5H in the EX Fireball, it would launch the opponent, do another 5H into Rekkas, and you can get really big damage like that. So now you have to start all combos with EX Rekka. Now you can still use the fireball in the combo, so it's not like it's useless. You can still do, fireball, still launches the opponent and whatnot. But basically it takes away half her combo routes, and she only has her Rekka combo routes, so it just kind of just stifles creativity, which I don't like that. They wanted to nerf the base damage. I wouldn't blame you. Just nerf a button here and there. Make it do 50 less, 100 less. Make the DP do a little less damage, which they did, by the way. Maybe make the EX Fireball do less damage. They could have nerfed it in different ways, but they didn't have to take away her combo potential. Or at the very least, what they could have done, the EX Fireball, maybe it wouldn't get a hard knockdown to get pressure, because that's kind of strong. I can see why they want to nerf that. I can see them getting rid of that, but at least just give it a regular knockdown, so at least you get something. Push them a little bit to the corner, and it still gives you the combos. Now that's what I would do, but okay. Now at first I thought, oh, maybe now she gets mid-screen combos, so you can do EX Fireball into other things, but that doesn't work. The only really consistent one I found in the corner is if you do a normal into EX Fireball into 5L. which that's kind of whack and not optimal. Now I know at specific ranges, like in the corner, if you get a counter hit with EX Fireball and the opponent's crouching because you need that extra frame, you can combo like a 2M into it, into Rekka or whatever. You can make some interesting combos like that. But it's only in the corner, and she would have had better combos anyway if the opponent would just freaking launch in the air when I spend an EX Fireball. But whatever. They took that away. So by itself, this nerf is annoying. It's just annoying more than anything. It's not that bad. It's just when you add the other two, it starts causing problems. Now let's talk about her 2M nerf. Now I think her 2M nerf is the most significant. Now for the 2M nerf, they reduced its recovery, but I'm pretty sure it had an unintended consequence. I don't know if Arc System meant for it, but it seems like. So on its own, increased recovery, you just may think, oh well, so it just takes longer to recover, so it's easier to whiff punish, which I am perfectly okay with that. If I whiff this move, you should punish me for it, because I should not be whiffing it. I should be placing it where it needs to be placed. But the problem is, it takes away the whole combo potential. This move was great for calling out rolls. They try to run at you, you put this 2M, you stop them in their tracks. Now you can still do that, you can still do this cancel into Rekka, but the problem is you wouldn't just always cancel into EX Rekka, especially now since EX Rekka is punishable. Like you see how these two nerfs are going to go together. This move no longer counter hits into itself. So I'm going to put the opponent to counter hit. You get a counter hit with 2M while the opponent's standing and you're not right next to them. There is no kind of combo you can hope to get. Like before, you used to be able to do 2M into 2M on counter hit, of course, but now no combo whatsoever. And if the opponent was crouching, you were able to do counter hit 2M into standing 5M if the opponent was too far for another 2M to reach. So that was an excellent neutral tool to stop people from just running at you, or stop the opponent from rolling at you. And that's what I don't like. They just took away all that combo potential, you know what I mean? Like, you get a counter hit, you should get some kind of reward. Now, like, if you're right in their face, yeah, you can do, man, it's like, it doesn't even always work. Like, if you're right here, you can do close 5L, that combos. And if the opponent is crouching, you can get like 2L to combo, or you can get far 5L to combo. So you get something, but when you're that close to the opponent, you might as well just be pressing 5L. You're not going to be pressing 2M when they're this close to you, you know what I mean? So I mean, I understand why they nerfed it, because this used to be just -1, and you can pretty much just chain two of these together at certain spacings, and the opponent couldn't do much about it. But just don't reduce the combo potential, you know? Make it more minus on block, but like, on counter hit, like, come on, I get a counter hit with this, I should get rewarded. But as it stands right now, this move, it's only good to just like, if you see someone running at you, you have to hit it, hit confirm it, and go into EX Rekka or Rekka right away. And then that comes to the other problem, the Rekka nerf. EX Rekka is a little bit slower now, so you don't get true block strings from too many things. So just to show you what I mean, I had the opponent do 5L as counter. So if something's a true block string, which is like an auto combo, they can't press a button until after you finish it. That's how it used to be for EX Rekka. Like if I do far 5H into EX Rekka, you see how I couldn't press anything? That's a true block string. But before, if I did 2M or 5M into EX Rekka, they used to be true block strings. But now they actually cause a counter hit because you are able to like interrupt it. Which means now you're able to do a DP, spot dodge, or whatever. Which that in itself is not like all that bad, because since it's not a true block string, if somebody's mashing, you can get like a counter hit setup or something like that. So in that aspect, that's kind of whatever. So they made it less effective to just bust it out in neutral, which again, I'm perfectly okay with. I don't like neutral breaking moves. So far so good, but the main issue is this nonsense is now punishable if not spaced correctly against certain characters. So basically this is how it works. And let me just take off the counter hit real quick. So basically the EX Rekka, just the first part is -6. If you do two parts of it, still -6. And of course if you finish it, you know, you're really minus. When you finish it, you should be getting punished. It didn't used to be like that. It used to be, you know, you're -4 from this, you're -4 if you do 2 hits of the Rekka, and I think you were -8 or something if you finished it. But the point is, you were punishable if you did the whole Rekka, which that's fine. Now, if you space this properly against some characters, you'll be fine. But other characters like Lancelot, where their 2M is 6 frames, don't ask me why it's 6 frames, but his 2M is 6 frames, he can always punish it for pretty much any range. Now, what I think they should have done, they should have made just the first part of this still be -4, maybe make it -5 if you really want to. So if I do it like super close, I can get punished by 5L or whatever. But then just make all the follow-ups negative. Like if you want to make the second part negative, that's fine, because as a Djeeta player, you should be able to hit confirm the first part of the Rekka didn't connect and not do the second part to keep yourself safe. And I'd be cool with that, because that'd be a little bit of a nerf to Djeeta, because she was able to get more free chip damage because she was able to do 2 parts of the Rekka instead of just 1. So that'll be a little nerf. They can't just bust out the whole thing nonsensically, because if you just bust it out in neutral, it's kind of hard to hit confirm just the first part. They would tend to just do the first 2 parts automatically if they're trying to bust out in neutral, and if they do that, they do the second part, they make that more minus, they make it punishable, so then you get a punish. So that would deal with the randomness of the EX Rekka while still keeping it good, you know, its original purpose. Because at this point so far, they've nerfed the EX Fireball. That's no longer a viable combo starter. The only viable combo starter is EX Rekka. But the whole point is, it just makes it very difficult for her pressure to work. Because she has many different frame traps and whatnot you can use, and a lot of them involve EX Rekka. So I'm going to give you an example on how it hurts her pressure. So let's say, for example, I'm running up to Belial, I do 2L, 2L. So I'm already committed to doing those 2 hits. So let's say I see, okay, I hit the 2L, 2L, and the opponent is standing, and I know that combos with standing 5L. Because if the opponent were standing, you can't do 2L, 2L, 2M, that doesn't combo, that's only a crouching combo. So let's say, okay, I do 2L, 2L, I see they're standing, I hit confirm the far 5L, do my Rekka, whatever, I get my combo. So now let's say the opponent blocked those 2 hits. So then I add another frame trap on top of it. I can't just do a Djeeta far 5L on most characters because it tends to whiff on them if they're not getting hit, and you can get punished for it. So once I see they block the first 2 hits, I go immediately into 2M, because even though it doesn't combo, that does create a frame trap. But here's what's going on with that nerf now. Let's say they do press a button and the 2M hits and you get a counter hit. It doesn't do you any good. It doesn't combo into itself anymore, so that's pretty much useless. So whether your other options, you can just do the 2M and just commit to a special move, which I would do that a lot as well. So sometimes I'll do that same pressure, I'll do 2M and the EX Fireball. If they get hit by the 2M, then they'll also get hit by the EX Fireball. And then I either get a knockdown or I get my combo. As it stands right now, 2M and the EX Fireball on a hit or block, it might as well be the same. It's very little reward. In the corner, you get the minorest of combos if your move even reaches. And then what's my other option? Okay, I do this frame trap, I do 2M, now I want to cancel it into EX Rekka, so if a 2M hits, at least I get some kind of pressure. But wait a minute, if I do EX Rekka and they happen to block it, now I get punished. So kind of see where the problem is, right? Her frame traps now come with a pretty decent sized risk when other characters don't really have that issue. That's just one example, but in a lot of ways it does hurt her pressure. Like, she can still get things done, don't get me wrong, she has great buttons, she can still whiff punish you. She still gets plenty good damage with the EX Rekka in the corner, so she's still a viable character. I'm not gonna main her anymore. I may use her for some specific matchups. I think she's still good versus the Potato, especially since the Potato was buffed, but you know, we'll see how that goes. But overall, they really nerfed Djeeta. I mean, I'm fine with her nerfing her a little bit. You know, they needed to do a little nerfs for all the Shotos, but yeah, I think they went too hard on Djeeta. So as I said in the beginning of the video, Djeeta Nation, that thing got nuked, yo. Like, we were prospering, but we got nuked pretty bad. But it's okay though. One Shack survived, and we are accepting donations. Well, anyway guys, that's been it for the video today. If you guys enjoyed, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and my Twitch, and I'll see you guys next time.